Hello everyone, Vanguard of Valor here, and welcome back to another episode of Banished, here in the town of Xanadu. Now our little town has come quite a ways since its humble beginnings. It's got a lot of food production to the point where we have massive amounts of food. We have large farms in several places on our maps. We've got a good amount of food coming in from our animals. We have a maximum number of sheep and cows as well, I believe. We have a large number of homes. We're still building up our last few stone homes to completely make our entire civilization out of stone, which is fantastic. We have a variety of other utility buildings, like we'll turn our brewer back on, because we've got plenty of wheat to make alcohol with, and overall things are just looking pretty good. Now we are getting a little bit full on graves, so probably need to build another graveyard somewhere over here, maybe near our other church here, to take up the slack there, because people are still dying of old age. That's something that will continue to happen for as long as this game goes, I'm sure. But overall things are looking pretty good here. We've got a couple tasks in mind, one of which is gathering more iron, because we don't have any left, and that's kind of important. Getting the stone is great. We get a lot of it with 30 stone cutters, but that doesn't mean we have everything we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and gather up some iron, and let's see where we can get some from. Is there any around here? There's a couple left there, but it's not exactly a great supply, and there's a couple left over there, but it doesn't change much either. Alright, let's grab those couple irons, and those couple irons, because they're at least close and easy to grab. And we'll grab those iron. I think we'll probably gather a bunch of our iron from over there, because until it gets to about this point, people don't start dying from their problems from traveling all this way out. Also, you may have remembered me saying that I wanted to build a civilization over here to take advantage of all these resources. That is actually an exceptionally bad idea. I was thinking about it a bit more between episodes, and I realized that that's going to kill a lot of the AI, because people who live in the town over here are going to go all the way around the map, and then come all the way back without stopping for food along the way, and they will die. I say this because I went ahead and tested it, because I had a feeling that would happen. And I tried it, and it does in fact happen. The AI just commits suicide trying to go across the map, which I'm not super fond of, but there's not much we can do about it. Unfortunately, they're just not coded to pick up food or supplies or warm up even on the way home. They just commit suicide by walking the furthest possible route they can to their destination. So, well, that's something we'll have to deal with when we decide we want to build somewhere else. But for now, we're probably going to build up the civilizations we have before we move on to other places, since we do have a good amount of space left around these areas for us to add more homes to. So that's probably our current goal, adding some more homes to our locations. But in order to be able to do that, we need to get more iron, we need to get more stone, and I have a couple other tasks I want to do as well. Like I mentioned, we're going to build a big cemetery over here, so I think we're going to do that now. Let's put a nice big one in. The reason we want to have a cemetery is just so that we have that constant happiness boost from having somewhere to bury people who die of old age and whatnot. I'm not too particularly bothered by do a nice 20 by 20 here, actually. Oh, not quite. 20 by 19. Why not? Go as big as we can go. Takes a good amount of stone, and it shouldn't block any mines if we want to put one in here. Or rather, quarries if we want to put one in here. I'm trying to make sure that this space is as quarry-friendly as possible, and that shouldn't be an issue, even if we put a giant graveyard in here. And that should be able to take a lot of people if it's 20 by 19. They should be able to accommodate a lot of the dead. So we're going to make sure that we keep accommodating everything else as well. Now, another thing I'd quite like to do is add some more farming space over here so we can get more sheep and more cattle. They're pretty good sources of food. Ooh, nomads. How many nomads do we have here? 11 nomads. Sure, welcome in. Just don't come in with any diseases, thanks. So, it's not a whole lot of extra workers, but that's a good number. And we're going to put them to work almost immediately, and we're also going to use them to build more homes. First thing, though, we're going to do is we're going to start on these pastures, because I do want the pastures, and the pastures don't take stone, they just take wood. We have plenty of wood. So, we're going to build in some more pastures here. I think I can even make... I can't quite make 2 more 15 by 15s, can I? No. It's only 12 large there. Alright, we'll have to make some other pastures over this way, maybe? Can I do that? Is that going to fit? Will it let me? Looks like it'll let me. I'm not sure if I want to do that, though. We'll just build one more for now. My primary goal is to get more sheep. because I want to be able to expand the amount of wool we get every season. That way we can keep making wool coats with more tailors. That way we could make another one over here, and hopefully they'd be able to consistently boost up our ability to produce in that case. So that's one of our goals there. We're also getting more iron in, which is great, but we're going to hit a point at some point here soon where we're not going to have any more easily accessible iron. We're going to have to make a mine. And I'm not super keen on the idea of making mines if we don't have to. Also, that's not the best harvest we've got going here, but I guess we'll take what we can get. I might make some more chicken farms too, but the chicken farms aren't the most productive things. They don't get a whole lot of anything for you, whereas the sheep farms are super important, because getting access to that wool is a major boon. Either way, we're going to wait till we get a bit more stone and iron, and then we're going to finish upgrading. Now, I think these homes are all waiting for iron. Yeah, pretty much. So we need to try and get as much iron as we can off of this map. I don't think there's much left that we can really grab, though. We've gotten most of it. There's still some way out here, but that's also near the danger zone of people going too far and starving and whatnot, and that's not exactly what we want to have happen. But I will set them some more iron to grab. Ooh, that was a nasty noise. And hopefully they'll be able to get it without murdering themselves. If it winds up going bad, though, we can always cancel those tasks without too much trouble. But yeah, I think we should be okay with all this. We have a merchant who's arrived. Excellent. Let's see what they want to trade us. Looks like this person is one of the mega foods. Yeah, we don't need food, unfortunately, so we'll pass on that. That's fine, though. We got plenty of free laborers. Lots of people are growing up. More children are being born, which is also good. I want to start building more homes, but it doesn't do us any good until those 6 are finished. So we're just going to hold off on that for now. And these people say they're homeless, but I'm pretty sure there's plenty of space in here. Maybe not plenty, but there's still definitely space in the boarding house, so they should be going in there instead. There are a couple other little tasks I want to get started on too, so we're going to go and get moving on another couple things. One of them is we're going to expand our road around here, and we're going to put a barn on the other side. Because I have a feeling that having a barn closer to more of our farms will actually help speed up the rate at which these tasks get completed significantly. There we go. Go around to there, down to there, and there. That'll frame our little farming section here nicely, and then we can stick a barn on the other side. Now, a storage barn over here would be quite nice because that will let us hopefully gather in things quite a bit quicker, and the extra storage space would be nice too, I'm sure. So it's going to take a while for all these tasks to get done because we have a lot of things that need doing, and I prioritized a lot of different tasks, but thankfully a lot of the iron we picked up has already been brought here, so these houses are already underway, and it looks like most of this iron is additional iron to what we had before. Also, we have somebody who's hungry, and they're probably way out there. No? Where's the hungry person? I'm not sure what they're all up to, but hopefully they'll be fine. Occasionally people try and make the trek over this way, which I'm not super happy with, because that tends to cause people to go far too far and wind up doing things that are really unnecessary. But we do need the iron, so some sacrifices have to be made. There's another hungry person. They should be fine, though. They should be able to make it back home without too much difficulty for now. One thing I might consider doing, too, is continuing the road through this way, because that'll allow people to get there a little bit quicker, which should prevent them from getting quite as hungry if they're just taking that path for some silly reason. Another thing I might try and do as well is build a bridge all the way across here. We were making fun of that before, because it is a very silly idea, but it might actually be one of the smarter things we could try and do, because that would give us a lot more, give us access to a lot more of our, what am I trying to say here? Give us a more direct access across a large part of the map without having to go around the outside. So, we might try and do that at some point, but it still seems kind of silly to me, so we're not going to do it right yet. We are going to do things like build more homes, though, because if we're going to have to start building up a mine, we want to have as much population as we can possibly maintain, because we're going to need them to be doing a lot of work. Alright, so let's zoom in here a little bit and lay down some more houses. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Perfect. And we'll stick a road in there as well. It'll take people about a bazillion years to get all these tasks done, but we do have a lot of laborers, so it should go pretty quick. A lot of our educated children are now aging up to the point where they'll be able to help with these kinds of things. Oh, hang on. We've hit the food cap again. Let's not do that. Let's change that to 20,000. There we go. Hitting the food cap is bad for these places because it'll stop people in their tracks with regards to their harvest, and that means that a lot of the time they just don't bother harvesting the rest of the food. Looks like we're not going to have that problem this time, but I've definitely seen that happen in the past. Looks like we're fine though. Excellent. So we have 94 more iron. That'll last us for a little while. Not if we start building more homes, but there's still some more iron to gather in reasonable distance, so I'm not too worried yet. Although people are still making the trek all the way around that way to go get that iron. Thankfully, I don't think it's going to be a fatal problem yet, because like I said, that seems to be within the range where people can actually get back from it safely. Much further than this, like anywhere over here, is the death zone, where people just start dying for no good reason. Alright though, overall we're looking pretty solid here. We got lots of food, lots of herbs, lots of clothes, lots of tools, and everything is looking just good. Just tickety-boo. We're going to lose some crops this year, it looks like. Well, at least we got some of them. I'm not too picky either in this case about exactly what we get. It's going to take a little while for people to actually bring things over here because of those tasks we've given them elsewhere, but like I mentioned previously, I'm not in all that much of a rush with regards to these constructions. As long as we can get them done eventually, I'll be quite happy. I might reorganize how we do these farms, though, and turn some of them into pastures and put farms elsewhere. But for now, that'll do. I like having more production than we need. Much better than having insufficient production. Alright. There are a couple other buildings I want to build as well. Like I mentioned, potentially wanting to build another tailor, but for now we're going to hold off on that one too. Thankfully, in the winter, we have 44 extra laborers because all of our farmers come off their current jobs. So that'll get things done nice and quick. It'll clear out our cemeteries and our pasture grounds and all those things, I'm pretty sure, in a hurry. Now the winter is a worse time for people to be going out so far. We might have a couple people die from the cold unless we cancel those iron collecting jobs, because people spend more time further from home and they may freeze before they get back to safety. But hopefully that doesn't happen too much here. It's definitely a possibility. Oh, yeah, we just had a freeze to death because he went into the market instead of going home first. Just go to a warm place. There's houses right here. This person might die too. It annoys me greatly that people just don't go into houses when they're cold. This is the kind of AI problems that I was finding frustrating when I did my test earlier. They just commit suicide for no reason sometimes. Ah well. So, things are looking pretty good here though. We're clearing out our cemetery space. We're clearing out our pasture space. Our barn isn't yet cleared out, but it should be eventually. I like how they've just sort of left a bunch of squash here. And they haven't been affected by the winter at all. Like, what's going on here, game? I was pretty sure that wasn't supposed to happen. I should probably boost up the number of builders we have, but I like the rate at which we're constructing right now. At least we're getting things moved around. It's going to take them a while to move the stone over to the cemetery, but at least it's a nice and close path, so it shouldn't take too long. We've got a good amount of the stone out of these areas. Well, there's still plenty left, so I won't have to build another quarry for a little while. It looks like we've removed more or less all of the iron I had marked, so we have about 150 iron left to work with, if that doesn't include whatever may be needed to bring over to these locations, which it looks like it doesn't, so we've got 100 iron left to work with after that. And not to mention the fact that our blacksmiths are constantly using it up. Alright guys, come quickly, gather these things. We're going to quickly prioritize these, because if we don't get them out of the way, we're not going to wind up planting. There we go. Increase the priority of those tasks. That should get people over here to clean them up, because I don't think I've actually prioritized anything in a little while. So that should be fine. I think she's probably going to go pick this basket up right now. Yeah. So that should be fine, as long as we can get them cleared out before too much of spring is lost. That should be fine. We have a lot of laborers, but nobody's bringing any construction materials to these locations. Look, the cemetery is now complete, so that's, I guess, what they were prioritizing first. Since it was one of the first jobs we gave them to actually do. Makes sense. And as long as people gather up these remaining baskets, we should be fine. People are still getting cold, though. Hobartley froze to death as well. Yeah. Actually, that was the only death we had. That was not bad then. Okay. I'm okay with only one person dying from the exposure. Awesome. I can't wait to see how many people we can fit in this ginormous cemetery. It's not quite 20 by 20, but I'll take it. I will take it. Did we get everything cleared out of here? Yes, perfect. Okay, so we should still get a good haul, and we've cleared out everything from the storage barn location, so that might be built soon enough that we can actually try and use it. That would be lovely. How about these constructions? How are they coming? Oh, hiccups are terrible things. Somebody just died of... Free manual just died of starvation. Why did you die of starvation then, sir? Another person just died of starvation. Why are you dying of starvation? Our farmers are dying of starvation. I bet it's because they were wandering halfway across the map over here to try and get some iron or something. That is the, like, leading cause of death, is my opinion, in this game, is people doing silly things like that. Once you get to a certain point, that just kills more people than anybody else. So, there's a whole bunch of old age deaths. I bet our cemeteries are getting pretty full, so it's a good thing we have this other one coming in. Well, I don't know. That one still has like 20 grave spaces in it. And this one can fit 144 people. Wow. That is a big graveyard. Alright. Good stuff. I guess, at this point, what remains for us to do is to keep building houses. We have to let our population keep growing. Our food production should be just fine, so that shouldn't be a problem. There's a trader here. What do they want? Cabbage seeds and plum seeds. Don't we already have cabbages? Trade items? No, we don't have cabbages. Maybe we'll get some cabbages. The order they're always in? I was pretty sure the 3 chicken, sheep, and cattle were together at the bottom here. Whatever, doesn't matter. I guess it changes sometimes. Might get some cabbage seeds if we feel like that's actually going to be something useful to us, but I'm not sure if we really want to randomly get crops right now. I guess we could, because it's not like we have any shortage of potential trade goods here with a bunch of coats and tools and whatnot. But for now, we're going to turn this into a sheep site, get another worker in there, and we're going to split our population between the two. That'll let us double the number of sheep we have eventually, and that would be wonderful. It's going to take them a little while to get actually in this location, but that's not actually a problem. That just slows down real time, not actual... like the growth of the farm isn't affected at all by the time it takes them to actually walk over there. Alright, so this is coming together. This is coming together nicely, in fact. These locations are full up on iron, so that 150 iron we have is actually iron we can use. So that's great. So let's build in another row of homes here, because we might as well go up to another extra 10. That should be a good number of extra homes to allow us to get more children into our civilization. Alright. Overall, things are looking pretty good here, though. Things are looking pretty good. Our wood supply is going down a little bit. But all we have to do to deal with that is add some more foresters. We have plenty of free laborers right now to be able to do that with. So that shouldn't be a problem. We need 22 builders, though. And I'm guessing that's between all these homes. We also need to finish the barn, but that's just about done, so that shouldn't be a problem. There we go. Storage barn, we'll be able to test that this year and see if these guys are able to gather a good amount of stuff from it. There's people who are hungry, but they can just go home and grab some food this time instead of risking their lives for no good reason. Overall, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. Our hospital hasn't needed much in the last little while. We have 47 alcohol now, which is kind of nice. You want to buy some cabbage seeds from this guy? Nah, I'll wait till there's a more interesting plant that we can buy. Hopefully like corn or something more exciting than cabbages. Also, as a side note, I'm not a big fan of cabbage in real life, so I'm not a big fan of planting cabbage in fake life. We have enough iron to do a couple more things. I'm probably just going to build more houses with them, though. The other things I would want to be able to get would be like another tailor, which takes a bit of iron. Maybe even another blacksmith, who takes a bunch of iron. But I'm thinking we probably don't need another blacksmith until we actually get our mine up and working, and at which point we'll be able to afford to get a new one just based on having the mine working. So that shouldn't be too bad. We do have a good, hefty supply of tools still. Although our iron is dropping pretty quick. It's probably because people are bringing iron to be brought to these locations here. It looks more or less like that's what's going on. We're getting more homes, though, and as we get more homes, we'll get more families, and as we get more families, we'll get more children. And it's a wonderful thing. I'm going to put some more chicken farms in here, who knows. Chicken's not super profitable, but we could try putting some giant chicken farms in and seeing what happens. These ones had to be small to fit between the road and the mountain, but we could put some big ones in here. Just for the heck of it, put like 4 giant chicken farms in there. I'd be down for that. Awesome. Our sheep farms are already growing, which is good. They'll get us more wool over time. Well, individually they'll get us less wool until they both cap out, but overall they'll get us more wool over time. So that's my main goal. Alright, things are looking good though. We got a lot of stuff going on. All over our world, we've got cool things happening. I like it. I do wonder if this is going to change ever, or if it's always going to be this depth as they mine it out further, but I kind of hope it changes. That would be nice. It'd be weird if you're mining out a quarry and it always stays the same depth. Delicious. Alright. Well, I think we're doing pretty good. I want to see if they actually use this barn now. Oh yeah, they use it. That's good. They do actually use the barn here. That's probably going to speed things up considerably for us. Very nice. That's a pretty big farming area too, so having 2 barns probably won't be too bad. That'll give them a good amount of space to actually store this stuff before it fills up completely. I wonder if our vendors will, like, distribute things into these barns. I don't know. Or out from those barns? I'm not sure. I'm not sure at all. Huh. Well, I do like how, like, these areas kind of heal themselves. We deforested all of this space, and now it's back full of trees again. Kind of nice, actually. Alright, are we at our woodcutting cap? We are. We have 1,000 firewood cut. Wow. We're down to only 855 logs, but still, that's not too bad. We're using up all of our stone pretty quickly now, too, since we're trying to build all these houses all of a sudden. Do we have enough stone to finish them? It looks like we do. Didn't mean to close that window either. We should bring that back up. There we go. Our health is very high. Our happiness is still quite high. Let's go take a look at exactly how high they are. If we take a look at our town hall, take a look at our graphs, we can see how happy the population is by using the citizens graph here. Happiness is pretty high. It's been at like, it's probably about 90-ish for most of the game, and health is like at 94, 95%, which is ridiculously good. Education is still only like 80, but we're getting there. And clothing has always been very high, because we've never really had any deficits in that respect. That's pretty cool though. I like some of these charts. And our population is ever growing. We're just under 225 right now, 218 total. That's pretty sweet. We're low on stone, but we'll keep gathering more because we have 30 people working on stone cutting, so that shouldn't be a concern anytime soon. We're actually capped out on food again, which is one of the weirdest problems you can run into in this game. Let's move up to 30,000 then, and that should deal with that problem nicely. There we go. It is winter though, which means we're going to lose some of this crop now. But that's fine. We do have 20,000 food. It's not like we have a massive food shortage going on. Alright, those homes are going to be finished. We'll have even more young families starting up, hopefully. Where are all the young... Oh! Cathari the herdsman died during childbirth. That's sad. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've seen people get crushed by rocks and stuff in the mines, but I've never seen someone die during childbirth. At least I don't think I have. Maybe I've seen one in an earlier episode, I just forgot, but... I don't remember ever seeing that before, and it's sad. Alright, well, let's build some more houses. We have 70 iron left. That should last us to make 5 more houses. Although we don't have the stone to actually construct them, we're going to try anyway. And if we can get them finished, well, that's all well and good. So, let's run a road over there. Road tool, roads. I'd love to start using stone roads, but I think we need our stone for these houses more importantly at the moment. One of these days we'll upgrade to stone roads and it'll be a glorious thing. For now though, I can't really justify it. And somebody just froze to death. Well, that's not cool. What are they doing? They're just a stone cutter, so for some reason they were walking too far to work, I guess. Sounds like that anyway. Lots of stone still in there. No worries about that running out anytime soon. Hopefully we don't have any more exposure deaths. I'm going to build another tailor after all. I was a bit hesitant, but I think we want to try and get some more warm coats soon. So let's build another tailor. It'll speed up our coat production nicely. There we go. And we'll make doubly sure that this one is actually making warm coats. Yes, he is. Good. We still should have a good amount of wool. If we check our inventory here, how much wool do we actually have? We have 65 wool. Okay, that should be enough to keep making more warm coats. We have 42 warm coats in storage, so that means we have a pretty good number overall. We're almost out of stone and iron. The iron is the main concern, but the fact that we don't have stone either means I actually can't build a new mine just yet, because building a mine does take a good amount of stone to get started. So we might have to wait a while for these guys to actually get some stone produced. I really don't want to do anything over here with the iron that's left until I can get a chance to make sure it's not winter. Because if we do that in the winter and everyone goes and dies, I will be very disappointed. Let's clear out these houses, these trees, though, because I think we are going to put a bunch of chickens in there just for the fun of it. And is there any other trees I want to clear out right now? Not really. I'm sure we can get some good wood from over here, though, because this is a big area of trees that we're not using for anything. So we'll tell them to harvest some of those trees. And since we have all of our extra winter workers, they should get that done pretty quickly. I'm not too worried about them having problems with something so near the center of our civilization like this is. Iron reserves are certainly low. Probably not going to have enough to finish these. Oh wow, we actually did have enough to basically finish those. I'm surprised. We're not going to have enough for the tailors, but at least we have enough for the other buildings. That's pretty awesome. Alright, well once we get these homes up and ready, we should have nobody else left in the boarding house. That is our goal here too. Yep, nobody in the boarding house, that's good. More families, more chillins. We're filling up our stockpile here, very nice. Now markets can have things like wood, iron in them, but I like to have those separate because we could use this storage space for other things like food and whatnot, so no reason to immediately rush for that. And we have a trader in the trading post again. What are you selling us? Iron tools, firewood, iron, and ale. You know what? I might actually buy some iron from you. I might actually do that. It'll save me a bit of time here. Unfortunately, you won't accept herbs, though, which means you probably won't accept any of the food we're selling. But I will try and give you some iron tools, and I think you'll accept those. If I try and give you 100 tools, that should let us get plenty of iron, yeah. That would be good. So let's get those tools over there. We can trade them for some iron, which we can use to make more tools, and we can also use to make other things, which would be very nice. I'm surprised he buys iron tools for the same price he sells them. Whatever, I'm not going to question it. We'll come back there and check up on that later, make sure we can get the iron from it. We got a whole bunch of children being born, which is good. I'd love to have a big influx of kids, but I think it's going to take us a little while to get to that point again. We also need a whole bunch more stone, so maybe I shouldn't start building anything else right about now, but it's just so tempting. I just want to build more things. Alright, well, I guess we do have to wait for that, but in the meantime, we can get more iron this way once they eventually bring tools here. Eventually. Let's put a couple more people to work in the trading post to help speed up the rate at which they actually bring the tools over. Because until they do, like I said, we can't do anything about it, so there we go. There's 37. Bring the rest. 64. That's interesting, they carry them in like 37 stacks. Or stacks of 37. Very weird size. Anyway, iron tools, there's 100 of them. I will buy a bunch of your iron. 160 iron, in fact. And we'll make that trade. And I will come into my menu here and no longer request any more tools. Also, I'm going to reduce the number of people here back down to 1, because... Nope, no, that's not what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do, back down to 1. Because I don't think we actually need 6 people in there. I'm just trying to hurry up the rate at which we are able to make the trade. So that'll get us the iron we need to build these homes again, and that is important. Apparently we had enough for these ones, though. Anyway, that should get this stuff done, which is what we want, and it'll give us a bit of extra iron that we'll be able to use on any other immediate tasks that are needed. Dem sheeps. They're actually getting up pretty quickly in size, which is good, because that'll get us a bunch more extra wool. And the wool is our key item here. The main thing we're looking to acquire. I wonder how big a chicken farm I could make. If I were to make some more pastures here, make a big one. I could make a 20 by 20 chicken farm, which would be hilarious. Let's 4 times the size of our other chicken farms. How much space do I have here? I have 25 by 24. That's unfortunate. I'm going to have to extend that path by 1, I think, over in this direction and make it 25 by 25. But that doesn't even work, though. Maybe better to do 24 by 24. So actually shorten it by 1, because that'll make it at least a square that I can divide into 4 blocks of 12. I don't know. We'll experiment with that in a minute. We'll experiment with that in a minute. For now, I want to see if we can actually get these constructions finished, and then I'm going to check the time on this video, because I can't remember when we actually started it. Sometimes I forget to check the time, and then I look like a silly person. But that's fine. I don't mind. 83% left, 78% left, okay. Interesting. Yeah, I think we are going to do this. We're going to come in here and add in our pastures. We're going to do 4 12 by 12 pastures just to see what happens. Not necessarily wanting to make all of these into chicken farms, but at least that fills the space nicely. Okay, 12 by 12. Make them nice and square. I know I lose a little bit of space this way, but I like the what am I trying to say here? The appearance, I guess? Let's remove these roads. Oh, not just those ones, all these roads. There we go. Can I easily clear this out as well? I could. It means there's a weird little square here. Instead, what we're going to do then is we're going to clear all this out, and this one, and we're going to put a new junction in the road that'll make it actually look a little bit better, and it'll line up a little bit more nicely, like so. There we go. That'll keep some builders busy doing absolutely nothing worth doing. And I should put some more roads in here too to make that sure that's nice and square. Perfect. Okay. A nice waste of builder time. Perfect. So we have 173 adults. We have 50 children. This is looking pretty good. I'm liking what we have going on here. We're gonna need to get more. We're going to need to get more citizens, as always, to be able to work more things, to be able to work our mines as we get those going, because we want to be able to keep a good number of stone cutters. We don't want to reduce them too much to work the mines instead. But overall, I'm not too worried. I am going to go check the time on this video, though, because I have no idea how much time has passed, so I'll be right back. Well, it turns out I was about right, actually. We're about 30 or so minutes into the game, so we're probably going to end this episode here. So, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been Vanguard of Valor, playing some more Banished here in the town of Xanadu, as we build up our existing civilizations, rather than trying to build up across the water over here, because this area is a death trap. And I'm liking this overall. Things are looking pretty good. This civilization is coming along nicely. If we keep building it up, I'm sure we'll be able to do even more interesting things. Until then, though, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.